Right angled triangles just like this come up all the time in A-level physics. So let's have a look at a very standard simple right angled triangle, and let's say we've got this side A and this side B and this side C. Well, if we think about the length of this side and the length of that side, they're related to the length of that side. Let's add a bit of Lego first of all. So I've just added a couple of squares. This one here is 3 long and that one's 4 long. And we can see that the area here is going to be 3 times 3, so that's 9 bricks, which is effectively A squared. And that's also added to B squared to make the area which is equal to C squared. So if I just move these around just like that, what we can tell here, just by looking in this very simple example with our kind of standard 3, 4, 5 triangle, is that A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Okay, so that's Pythagoras. Very simple, very straightforward, but it will be used all the way throughout the A-level course. It might be you're looking at the resultant size of two vectors at right angles to each other. You might be looking at something which is on a slope, but remembering Pythagoras is super important. And of course it works with any right angle triangle. What I've got here are 4 identical triangles, and if I just lay them out like this, we've now made a larger square. Now let's say that this side here is A and this side is B. So the shorter side is B, the long side is A, and of course I guess we could kind of just add that around the whole square. If we wanted to find out the total area of this entire square, all we need to do is multiply one side by another side. So the length of a side is equal to A plus B, and we can just multiply that by the length of that side, which is also A plus B, and that's then equal to A squared plus AB plus AB plus B squared. So that's going to be the total area of that square. Now let's say that the long side of each of these triangles was equal to C. We can also see that we've made another square in the middle, and it must be a square because that side is equal to that side, which is equal to that and equal to that. So I've cut it out of cardboard and we've now got another square in the middle. Now the length of each of the sides here is equal to C, which means another way to work out the area would be equal to the area of this triangle plus that triangle plus that one plus the square as well. Now the area of a triangle is going to be equal to a half base times height, and there's going to be 4 of these triangles, so that's 4 times a half base times height, which is AB, plus the area of this square here, which is equal to C squared. And of course if you've got a half AB times 4, that's the same as 2AB plus C squared. Now, of course, both of these areas are going to be the same because it's just different ways of working out the same area. And actually, this top one here, I said is A squared plus AB plus B squared. We could also say that's equal to A squared plus B squared plus 2AB. So we can now equate the two things together. And then we can see that these cancel because they're the same on both sides. And therefore, we can say that A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. And there's proof that A squared plus B squared is always equal to C squared for a right angled triangle. So the maths is relatively straightforward. The challenge is often actually identifying where and when to use Pythagoras. It comes up quite a lot in year 12 when you're doing mechanics and you're looking at forces, especially the resultant of two forces acting at right angles to one another. By the way, this is just one of many videos I've made covering all of the maths that you need to understand for A-level physics. It's part of a mini course which includes many more topic videos, multiple worked examples, and also a guide that you can download. You can find all of this over at alevelphysicsonline.com.